Things got a tad more complex. Oh crap, because I tripped over the cord. If you like this video, if it helped you out, do me a favor, subscribe. That helps me out immensely. Don't cost you a penny. It's free, right? What else in this world is free? It feels like it's been forever since I've made a video. I don't know why. I've been super busy. I got COVID last week. It was bad. It feels like it's been forever. Because I didn't do much of anything last week. But this week, as promised, if you watched my previous video while I was sick with COVID and explaining what I'm going to do, well, we're here, right? I've got to put a fuel pump in this little truck. She's been down for about 2 weeks now. I went to get in it early in the morning. It was probably 30 degrees, maybe 20-ish, 20-something-ish, and no fuel pump. And then when it warmed up, I was able to get it to start, but you could hear that fuel pump going, Want me to do that again? Right? Okay. So that buzzing sound said to me that this fuel pump is not happy, right? Not happy. And I want it to start when it's cold, right? This is kind of not my bad weather vehicle. I take Old Faithful if the weather's really bad, because she's got big old all-terrain tires on her, and she's all-wheel, four-wheel drive, six-wheel drive technically. So I mean, if it's bad weather like snow or sleet or bad weather, then we take Old Faithful. But this is my, if it's raining or if it's just yuck, the roads are kind of yuck, this is my go-to girl. If it's nice out, well, I take the Beamer or one of the Corvettes or whatever happens to be running at that time, or even the Gremlin if time makes it happen, because as you know, she drinks and smokes, so I can't really be driving her too much because she's fogging the universe, right? But anyway, we're gonna make this short because this is kind of a how-to video, and I don't want to take up a lot of your time yapping. So here's where we're at. We're gonna put a fuel pump in this thing. Here's the conundrum. Everything I look at on YouTube says to pull the bed. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a good idea. Okay, I'm by myself. Okay, so it's gonna take some form of lifting mechanism. Okay. And then I've got to scoot it back. I did watch one where he pivoted it back, but I don't have that option on this one because I guess being the long bed or whatever the case may be, it doesn't have a bolt to pivot on in the rear. It only has a bolt that goes this way, not this way. If it was this way, yeah, I could pivot off of it. But with the bolt going this way, there's no pivot area, so that's not happening. But 8 bolts to take off the bed, and it's heavy, and I've got to try to line it back up when I'm done, and I'm by myself. Or 2 bolts and some straps. Obviously, the 2 bolts make the straps go, and that's it. Well, I mean, either way, we got to take out the ones that go to the spout. So that's happening no matter what. But it just seems I don't have to mess with taillight wiring. I don't have to mess with 8 bolts that aren't as easy to get to as they make believe. No, I can zing them out pretty quick. Zoop, 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 zoop. It's not a big deal. It just seems like a lot of work to move an entire bed on a truck, as opposed to just taking out the tank. Now, granted, I've got a lift, and I've got, the lift, what do you call it? Jack? Transmission jack? I want to use a transmission jack. But I've got one of those for the floor as well. So if you're doing this on the floor, there's no reason you can't use a regular conventional jack, as opposed to a fancy. Now, I've got a transmission jack that's designed for, underneath the car, too, if I was laying down. I'm old, and I'm a little spoiled now over the years. I bought some lifts, and really this job would have been better on a 2-post lift, but that one's taken up by the Corvette, which, is the project we want to be working on today. But we've got it on the 4-post. That'll do just fine. If I was taking off the bed, it'd be a little bit of a problem because we're trying to work like this. But to take the tank, it's literally 2 bolts, and I'll show you that. And it should drop, and of course the ones around the spout, and it should just drop right down. And from what my understanding is, the lines that are going to it are plenty long. They gave us some extra lineage for some reason. So all the other YouTube channels that you're watching, if you want to see somebody remove the bed, there's probably 102,000 of them out there. taking the bed off. And if that's what you want to do, you got some buddies to help you lift it, by all means, go for it. I'm by myself. This is a by yourself, do it the conventional way, dropping the tank. I may regret this decision, but here it is. Okay? And in the heading, I will let you know if by the time you're watching this, if you're actually watching this, I've convinced you to watch this one, right? Because I found it's better to just drop the tank. Okay? And so this is going to be my trial and error. This is going to be for you. Will it be easier to drop the tank or take off the bed? I've taken truck beds off, and it's not a big deal if you got a few guys. But when you're by yourself, it's a nightmare. Trying to finagle everything, lift things, and sometimes it'll slide off and smash the tail light. I don't want to mess up the paint. This truck's got a decent paint on it. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now, and we're going to get started. We're going to go at this from the bottom. We're going to start with the side over here because that's where you got to take the spout off. You can't go anywhere when the spout's attached, okay? So we're going to detach the spout. I'm going to jack her up in the air, get underneath it, pull the two bolts that are holding the tank in, and drop her down. Everything else would remain the same. If you pulled the bed, the spout's going to be the same, and the lines and everything coming off will be the same. The other thing that might be different about this video is we didn't spend $297 on the fuel pump mechanism, which is everything. It's the whole tank. I probably should have replaced the sending unit because this one floats a little bit, but it's the sending unit, the pump, everything, but it's very expensive, like $300 or more, depending on where you buy it. I'm just replacing the pump, just the pump. So we will have to disassemble that mechanism there. And so that's going to be a little bit more in-depth than now. If you buy the more expensive piece that you can just pop in, God bless you, that'll be easier for you. We're going to do it the hard way because, that's how I do things. That's how we roll around here. All right, so I hope you enjoy this video. I hope to God it helps you out because pulling the bed just seems like a humdinger. So let's do it the old way, dropping the tank. This one's got a half a tank of gas, so that's going to be fun. But I think, if we strap it to the jack, we're going to be fine. Let's get started. Well, here we are at the gas cap. Like, really, I don't know if you all can see inside of here, but we take the gas cap off. This is the worst part if you got gas and fuel that's going to be exposed, if you will, but there's no way to avoid that when you're working on a gas tank. Alright, this thing has a little plastic pin here. You pop that up and, it'll pop out. It's just that's the least of our worries. There are 3, I believe those are going to be, I think they're going to be, about this size. I don't know what size this is. Oh, I'm a genius. I think this is like 6 millimeter, 7 millimeter. It is 7 millimeter. Okay, I don't know if you can see that because lighting, unfortunately over here, my light is out and I don't have time to fix it. Because that's 7 millimeters, or M&Ms. Let's call them M&Ms. That'll work, right? They're M&Ms, right? So we got 7 M&Ms here. Well, there's actually only 3, so that might get confusing. But, okay, 7 vanillameters. That's it. Okay, and whatever you want to call it. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Torx heads. I'm going to guess that these are roughly, let's go with this one. Oh, I was off. Wrong answer, Dave. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay. And this one is T30. Hey, I can see without my glasses. What's up with that? Have to get it right in the light, though. Okay. So this is a T30. And that's going to loosen our little cup here. And I don't even know if I have to take these 3 out. We may or may not have to. So let's pull these first. Or should I take those? Yeah, let me look. Will this just pop down? It might. I might not even have to take these out because from what I'm looking at, it looks like this should just pop down right through that hole. That hole looks like it's big enough for this to go down. So let's try that first. And again, this is not doing it the conventional way, and I'm thinking this bed, well, I don't know. Everybody says take the bed off. So we're breaking all the rules here. And that's way too long. And I have a pneumatic 1/4-inch drive if I want to get this stuff off quick, but there's 3, you know, so I'm thinking, pretty sure we can deal with 3. If you'll notice I'm wearing gloves, it's because I'm a Florida boy, and I'm up here in the mountains of Tennessee now, and it's a little chilly today. It's not bad. This is probably the nicest day of the winter so far. It's like 46, I think the temperature said. It's supposed to get up to 50. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm only wearing a sweatshirt and no hat. You know, normally I've got a hat covering my head because my head gets cold, you know. I don't want to get a head cold. Okay. Well, anyway, the only problem with gloves is they're cumbersome. They don't work so good. And I'm on a 4-post lift, which is great because 4-post lifts come with an automatic tool tray, meaning the lift itself. Oh, dropped my glove. Yeah, that's what they're good for. And we're just going to zing these 3 out of here real quick. shaft. Honestly, it's really easy to take this drive shaft loose. So we have to decide if we want to go ahead and pull that strap, or if we want to just take these 4 bolts out, take out the drive shaft. We'll make that a judgment call later. Let's see if we can get it out first. So, getting out the big guns. Well, these are the medium guns. I got bigger ones. That worked out just fine. Jeepers, throwing stuff at me. Alright. I probably got a black mark on my face because, you know, my face tried to catch it. But that one came out lickety-splitty. What? Are you cereal? That's got a plastic... I guess, oh, that's to protect the tank, I guess. It's got a little plastic doodah. Maybe that went this way? No. I guess like that. Oh, yeah, okay. Got a little plastic doohickey to try to protect it from rubbing the tank, I reckon. Is the reasoning behind that. Alright, we can deal with that. Alright. Now. Oh, Chevy. Chevy, loosey-goosey. Let's see if it'll come down or if it's still... Oh yeah, she's loose. She's definitely loose. Alright, let's see if we can't... Whoop. Move her. Out of this. Drop it down just a tidbit. Alright. And then we'll try to pull her away from the... She might be catching on that spout. Let's see. Definitely loose on that side for sure. There we go. Oh, I think that was the spout coming loose. Let's try dropping her down a little further. Alright. So far, this seems to be easier than the bed, but this does seem like I'm not going to have enough room to get this out of here. Let me get a little something to pry on. Alright, I got this little tiny bar here. Can't see nothing. Get up in there. Now, let's come down a little. Well, ooh, maybe. Oh. I think we got it. I just don't know how much room we have to drop it. She should be dropping. I might be getting caught up on the wiring. I don't know. She seems to be coming out pretty straight. Because she's full of fuel. Well, not full, but... That's not happening. Let's see. I might need to get my head up in here to see the wiring. How much wiring we're dealing with. So let me get my head up in here, and of course I can get a mirror too. We're not catching on this, and I'm off of this for sure. Oh yeah. I think I am still okay. Yeah. All right. That's the problem. I am technically out with the spout. But now I'm seeing why they're saying, because the spout is kind of catching on everything over here trying to come down. There we go. Okay, yeah, she's got to come way over. Okay, I see it now. That is why they said it's easier to take the bed out. But we have an elbow here. We're almost past it. But it's going to take okay, I'm seeing that. That's coming. We're going to have to look-see inside of here a little bit. And I'll get back to you. There we go. I've got to move the drive shaft, just not only because of the L bracket, but because of the spout. That spout is probably the reason they say it's easier to take the bed off, but I'm still thinking this is easier. I'm not sure how long I've been into this so far, and again, I'm still learning too. If I knew what I was looking for, I probably could have got all this done. I gotta have this out of the way and already, but I got a little wobble extension on this socket, and I'm trying to get it on here. Yeah, that worked. Yep. Alright. I can see the allure of pulling the bed, because once you're out from under the bed, you just pop it up. But I'm also seeing that this isn't so bad. I'm going to take the universal back off, because that one just, you know, I'm on the 4-post, so I'd have to do a whole lot of other shenanigans to turn the drive shaft. So we're just going to do it this way. Oh no, I guess we're using a wobble, because you can't quite get on these dead straight. There we go. Okay, there we go. They're tighter than tighter than Fort Knox. Here we go. I think we might be able to leave that one hanging. Come on. Hey, just get out of there. Dang. Take it right out. Because it wants to be difficult. There we go. Alright, now same thing with these other two. Good thing about this shaft is it's a split shaft, so I don't have to worry about getting fluid all over the floor when I pull it out. It's just a grease fitting. Alrighty, now the biggest thing with these is not lose track of your needle bearings, because they will fall out, and that is looking a little dry, so I might end up putting a little bit of, golly, it doesn't want to come off. Maybe I'll just leave it on there. I don't know if I'm going to need it anyway with that 11 mil. Alright, get this little pry bar in there. Come on. Holy Moses. Good heavens to Murgatroyd, Batman. Doesn't want to come out. What? Something's telling me there might be a little bit of surface rust on this truck. So we're going to give it a little spray hoo down here. Try to get this to loosen up a little. Come on there, girl. Loosen up. Gad's watching. Persuasion. There we go. Golly. She was in there. I got a little bit of Earl dripping on my head now, but that's okay. Oh, I guess we need to get the old pry bar back out here. Get on that one. There we go. I don't even know if these are any good. They seem to be. Well, maybe not. geez, we might be doing they barely turn. I got a pipe wrench on this thing, got that collar loosened up. So I think, I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure, if I take this collar off of here, which is basically just a grease seal, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think we should just be able to pull it right off now. If I can keep it from hitting. There we go. Alright. Come on, baby. She's hitting the tank. Alright, now there's a little bit I couldn't show you. Over here where the spout goes in, pardon me, there's a hose that connects the spout to the tank. And I'll show you that once I get the tank out. I had to get a long extension in a, I believe it was a 8 or 9 millimeter socket. I don't know, let's see, it is a 8 millimeters. And M&Ms, we'll call them M&Ms, right? I think that just sounds funny. We're good. Anyway, we're going to get 8 M&Ms, get it on the hose clamp. At least this hose clamp was, whatever size hose clamp you got. You can use a screwdriver too. Had to get that undone, used a pair of pliers to break the rubber free, because you know rubber gets sticky sometimes. And now that that's ready to pop out, she's ready to drop. So it was a little bit of an effort, a little bit of a tight squeeze in there, but I still, at this point, am thinking it would have been harder to take the bed off. So far it's a win, in my opinion anyway. Of course, I've never done it with taking the bed off. And I'm going to just kind of finagle this slowly because I don't really want to get a bunch of gas in the face. But I think I'm just going to pry this off of here with a screwdriver. Now that she's loose, I'm going to hang on to it one time at a time. Come on, baby. And she's about, there it is. She's off of there. Now, there is a hose right. It's really funky. So even though that's loose, the hoses are still holding me up. There's a wire. I'm going to go ahead and undo that. I'll show you that in a minute. But I've still got lots of slack on the wires. But since I'm here, you can't really see what I'm doing, I don't think. Maybe. I can smell gas big time. Okay, there's a little hose here that is getting kind of twisted. So let's go ahead and get that one off of there. Got all that out of the way. Wasn't too bad. We're just going to bring her down. The strap's going to obviously want to become part of it. Now we're going to get to a point where we're going to run out of hose. In this case, I'm not sure. I still seem to have plenty of hose right now. Okay. I'm not sure which one's holding me up here. Nothing so far. Oh, I got some wiring right here holding me up. So I'm going to need to get... Alright. Oh, there's a little check ball in there. How cool is that? Alrighty. Yeah, there's some wiring right here. Does it unplug from the other side is what I want to know. Ground wire holds not only the ground to the tank, it also holds the ground to the spout, the filler spout. So we got all of that down. I'm going to bring her down some more. Whoops. I think we're running out of hose. Maybe. No. Well, yeah. All right. I guess we're out of hose. So, kind of hoping we'd be able to drop it a little further than this. We probably could, except for they've got these lines going uphill. So I think at this point, we're going to push it as far that way as we can. And I'm going to have to get, of course I got plenty of room up here now. So I'm just going to get a stool because I've got the lift set up a little bit too high. And I'm a little too short, whichever the case may be. I could have lowered the lift. I can actually lower the lift some more. But then I'm going to have, yeah, I guess I can do that. There we go. Wow, that's a humdinger. Alright, we got this out of the way. It's all the way down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way up with the lift just to get everything out of the way so I get the tank completely out of the way. Well, here's something. I need to take these lines all off because this lock ring is shot. It's absolutely shot. So, I mean, it would work if it had to, but the seal, I took the seal out. Let me see if I can find that for you real quick. The seal is just, it's barely pliable. It's not soft at all. So, and they had a bunch of, when I called it ham-handed Harry, it's because they had a bunch of, what do you call it? A bunch of like JB Weld on there. And I guess because this was probably leaking, because the collar's shot. And I got the collar off, but in order to get it completely off, we have to get around these lines. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these lines. These are the fuel lines. And I'm going to have to be real careful pulling them because it could be pressurized. It's probably not. And I want to make sure I don't mix them up either. I think they're two different sizes. Yeah, they are. So they're two different sizes. Now let's look at that. This one is 19. Is that one 19 as well? I guess maybe it is. Maybe they're not two different sizes. That one's 19. They look, well, I got to make sure I don't mix them up. That's a problem. Because one's the fuel pump feed line and the other one is the return line. And you can easily mix them up by the looks of things. So, well, we'll mark them, and that way we won't mix them up. All right. Now I think, yep. All right. This one is 16 M&Ms, and this one is 19 M&Ms. Yep. So we're gonna put these two here, and it needs to go this way. And I'm going to crack it loose. Well, that wasn't bad at all. I'm going to go slow because I don't know if there's any pressure in this line. Yeah, I would imagine if there was, it would have been squirting in my eye already. Now I marked it with black tape. I put tape on both ends of these so I'd know which one was which. And I'm going to unscrew this one. Oh, we got a little bit of fuel coming out. That was awesome. No, not at all. Alright, now I'm going to take this other one out. This is the last one. Once this is out, then we have the entire system taken apart. I was trying to avoid taking these lines off, but evidently that wasn't going to happen because in order to change the... There we go, that wasn't bad at all. In order to change the collar, we're going to need to we're going to have to take these lines off. So that's why I marked the one. When your hands are cold, it's always fuel, ice cold fuel is always awesome. So now we're going to take this off, and that way we can go put it on a bench and change out the pump, which is a good idea. I was going to do it hanging right here. But the other concern I had was because they put all that goo on the top, I thought maybe these lines were leaking or maybe there were holes in this, but it all looks very, very healthy. If you look down here, that all looks very, very good. So I don't really know why they put all that goo on there. I guess probably because that seal was leaking. And this vent line does look like it has a little bit of a rot spot, if you will, on the top of it, so maybe it started to leak on that. I don't know. But anyway, let's get this on the bench and switch out the pump while we're waiting. Or do we want to stay under here and go ahead and do the yeah, we might go ahead and do the, while we got the pressure out of it, before I forget, we'll go ahead and do the fuel filter. That sounds like a good idea, right? And we'll put this on the bench, and then we'll move everything over to the bench and go from there. Since the fuel system's drained, it's going to be a lot easier to do this. So we're going to do the same thing here, except for I didn't lube these up, so that's going to be a little bit of a pain. I'm going to do this if I can get it in there. That's going to be a negative. Well, maybe now I'm going to be able to get that in there, so okay. Let's get this one on there, that one on there, squeeze them together. There we go. That wasn't too. She's got a little bit of, she was leaking. I'm seeing some leaking going on here, so that needed to be done anyway. And this filter's pretty rusty. This was good. I'm going to break this one free first because I'm going to have to take my gloves off to get these going. So I don't want to fill my gloves with gas. On the 13. And there it is. Get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. Oh, yay. I think we're loosey-goosey now. There we go. Ah. I knew I should have changed my gloves. Oh well, too late now. But anytime I bring something that smells like gas in the house, the wife, she's not too happy. I hope to God I got the right filter. If not, I'm going to call the auto parts store and get the right one. There we go. Woo, that filter was dirty. Man, oh man. It's like, I don't know if you can see that. Look at this. It's like mud coming out of there. Good heavens, that was nasty. I popped the doohickey back on there, bracket. I checked the seals on these. They were just little O-rings and they looked fine. So we're going to get these back in here. That one's kind of sketchy. Before I tighten it up, I'm going to get this bolt back in here. Can't see nothing. That's no way. Oh my goodness. I got it first shot. Let's go play the lotto, because that'll never happen again. Let's hope putting the gas tank back in goes just as well. Oh, the update on that is I had to order, I think I might have said this again, but already, but I'll say it again. I had to order the O-ring and a new clampy disc, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be in tomorrow, so we will conclude this video tomorrow. But for you, it'll seem like, just a few minutes ago. But again, we're going to go ahead and get the pump on, ready to go. So first thing when that part comes in, we're just going to go ahead and put it right in there. Let's go ahead and get these finished tightening. The lines are surprisingly good shape. There's a lot of surface rust on the frame of this truck, and I do plan on wire brushing this whole truck. It's box frame, strangely enough. Oddly enough, it's box frame. I'm going to go ahead and wire brush all of this, and we're going to rust coat it for the winter. And I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow after we finish getting the tank back in. I should probably do the area where the tank is now, right? Obviously, because I won't be able to get to it once we put the tank in. So this is a good time to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead. Don't be afraid to over tighten those, folks. I don't think you can. They're pretty. I mean, unless you're Conan, which is possible. There's a few guys out there that are Conan the Barbarian, I'm sure. So we're gonna snug these up best as we can. Come on, baby. I think we're good. We'll check for leaks later. But I do believe we're going to go ahead over here and wire brush that real quick while I've got the tank out. I'm going to go seal off the tank and everything and go from there. Actually, I'm going to make a whole nother video doing that. So I'll probably do that off camera because I don't want to, no sense y'all that are watching this to learn how to do the tank, the fuel pump and the filter. There's no sense in you all having to watch, me cleaning up the frame. So let's go ahead over to the bench. Let's get that pump changed out, and that'll be. Then we gotta wait till tomorrow for the part. All right. I'm gonna start by taking this little plug off of here. It's not a big deal. Just pick up this little piece here and push it off. Well, it shouldn't be a big deal. There we go. Okay. Push that off. Now all that's really holding this thing on is this little thingy here and this down here. So we got to pull the sock, which is shot already. So we're going to pull this sock out of here. And that's not an easy task without tearing it. It's already torn, so I'm not even going to... I did bring in another one. I bought another one because I knew this was going to happen. So we're going to try to pry that out of there. Try not to stab yourself. It's not easy. It doesn't have to come out if we can't get it, which I don't think we can. So we're just going to take this out of here, like it kind of bends down. You can buy this all in one piece, and if you're not real well versed in it, then I suggest that's what you do. But geez, that don't want to come loose. And we got a razor knife with a broken razor just in time. There we go. Come on. All right, there we go. That's out. Okay. And I've never actually seen this situation before, but it's a good idea. You just kind of push it all the way up. Bending this, I hate doing that because they're kind of flimsy. But we got the new pump here. This piece here, this hose, it's very short, and that's the one I struggled with a little bit out there. I'm going to put a longer one on there because I think it's just a vent. So I'm going to put a longer one on there to make life a little easier when we put this all back together. Now, I bought another sock. Ta-da! And it's slightly different than that one, but it'll do the job. So we got a new sock. And always get a new sock if you can, if it doesn't come with the pump. This is a lifetime warranty pump. Oh, let's just throw it on the bench. I'm not really sure what this is all about. Well, oh shoot. Look at this. That's what I needed. I needed that seal for the tank. It came with 2 different sizes. Yeehaw, but I didn't have a lock collar. So tomorrow, they said around noon, we'll get a lock collar. And that is $4. So I can't really cry about it, you know what I mean? So here we go. And this is weird. Okay. It's exactly the same. This has this thing here. So we're going to make sure we put that on there. Let's do a step by step. Let's put the little love glove on here. If I can get it on there. It's probably not going to go real easy. Never does. It's not like a koozie, you know. It's going to fight me. So far so good. Oh, here we go. Oh, that wasn't too horrible, was it? Now, whoop. Lost my little nipply thing. Alright, now this gave me a new one of these. So let's go ahead and take this old one out of here. The old one, just fine, I think, to be honest with you. It's deteriorating a little bit, though. Let's go ahead and pull it out. It's got these little nips in here that you got to kind of put in, and let's see if this is going in this way. All right. This is going to go this way, and this went in. And let's see, where did we go here? This kind of went this way, didn't it? That went in, and then this went in here, like so. So, okay. I'm going to put this on here. It's going to probably go like that. Yep. Because this fits into, there we go, like that. So that's going to go, put your little nipply things through the holes, which is not going to want to cooperate. There we go. And then you just kind of pull them through until they stop. There we go, that one went. There we go. Now you can pull those to the point where they'll malfunction. But now we're going to put this in here like it was on the other one. There we go. I'm going to bend this upward just like the other one was. Alright. Make sure everything is the way. Being a humdinger, this is it. There, she's clipped on there now. You can kind of feel it when it goes on. It's like a, you just kind of feel it let go. And I think we got her on there. She looks like she's on. Here we go. And I think that's the only way, really. Because if I go this way anymore, it's going to hit this. If I go that way anymore, it's going to hit this. I could go straight across this way, but I think I'm good right where I'm at. The way this goes in, I don't think this is going to be a problem. Alright, we're at the tank. I was going to get a new lock ring and kind of realized that this one's not too bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and reuse it. Just to get camera angles, I'm working dangerously close to my wife's car. She loved that. I probably should go tell her to move it just to be safe, but nah, we're not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and put some lubricant on the where this goes, mostly on the O-ring itself. And this is not even what it's supposed to be. Oh, there it goes. I love working with, you know, cold, wet stuff when it's freezing cold outside. It's about 30 something degrees out today. My favorite kind of weather. Nope, not even close. I do not like cold weather even a little bit. But I'm going to lubricate this gasket because the lock ring actually slides underneath all of this. And it almost looks to me, oh no, I see it, it's up a little bit. Okay, so I'm also going to lubricate the top of the lock ring because I want it to slip and slide nice and easy, you know what I mean? So we're going to do that as well. And I cleaned that up and fixed that a little bit. Now I find it easier to put this on the sending unit first, which I probably should have put the lubricant on it afterward, but oh well. Alright, and then we're going to put this in. This can only go in one way. Alright, I think we got to put this in first. And then this. There we go. And then we got to find there's a notch right here, and there's a notch right here. So, and it feels, there we go. Am I in the notch? Well, there's another notch over here, so there's two notches. Oh, okay. So you can only put this in one way. It's idiot proof, thank God. Right? So we got to get this gasket in there, right? There's a notch here. Oh gosh, my notch is this notch is a little messed up. I kind of missed that, so we're going to have to fix that notch real quick. That shouldn't be too bad to do. We're just going to there we go. I banged on that notch a little bit, I think, when I was trying to get this out of here. There we go. Alright, I want to make sure that we're dealing with a nice straight. Now that I've got this indexed, if you will, I'm going to pull it back up a little bit. I'm going to make sure that my gasket is where I want it. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to put the lock ring. I put this longer hose on here, so it's going to become a factor. We got to put the wire in through the lock ring. Oh, we have to lift this up a little bit. Alright, come on now. There we go. Alright, now we got the lock ring in place. There we go. Got to double check my gasket again because I've been finagling. Doesn't look good here. Oops, there we go. Come on, baby. There we go. If that gasket isn't in place, we're going to be in a world of hurt. There we go. Alright. We're not in over here. Where are we? Yep, I guess we are. Okay. Now, the whole fun and games part of it. Oh my. No. Because we got to try to spin this lock ring. Did it go in? It's got some that are underneath here. It's got a lip that's got to go in over here. And that lip is not easy to see. So I can't tell if I'm even in the right place. But now I'm going to get a screwdriver and we're going to start knocking these little nibs right here well, you can use whatever. Actually, a screwdriver wouldn't be a proper tool, but some kind of a drift or something. And see these little tabs here? See this little tab here, this little tab here? Those have to be up against this. And so we've got to spin it until that happens. Now it's just a matter of getting my glasses so I can see what the heck I'm doing, and then we'll go from there. Alright, now these tabs up here, not these are stop tabs. These tabs here are the ones that are designed for this. Because of the lubricant, it's actually going a lot easier than it normally would. Boy, lubricant's wonderful stuff. Now what you don't know, okay, that stopped there already, so what you don't know is this lock ring actually was completely, hey, where'd my little, oh, there it is, wow. This little lock ring was completely filled with like JB Weld or something, because they didn't put a new gasket in there. And because they didn't put a new gasket, it evidently was, there we go. I think we're on the stops, or darn close to it. There we go. So she's on there. I think we're under, yep, we are. She's expertly installed. Look at that. All right. That actually went too easy. Scary. I'm going to have you keep your eyes on all this stuff, because that's the stuff that's going to be getting hooked up. And this is the hardest part of this job when you're going to do it from under the truck. If you'll notice, I clean things up, makes it look a little easier for you guys to see. I'm going to put a little lubricant on the inside of this hose. I know I'm big on lubricating hoses, but this will make this a lot easier. And this is just assembly lube, so it's going to literally just make things easier, and it'll dissolve as soon as gas flows through it. Gets me messy. You can't be afraid to get dirty in this business. And I cleaned all this up and rust treated it, so it looks nice too. Makes it easier for you to see, as I just said. But it's not dry, because it's really cold out today, and I don't have time to wait. So here we go. Enjoy it. I'm just going to put it in wet. Yay! I may or may not end up being brown when this is over, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see as I'm doing this. I guess when it comes to the cutting room floor, we'll figure it out. will wear it, and I'm wearing it. I am quite painted at this point, but I couldn't wait. I need to get this done. So there we are, and now I got to try to find the socket and the tool. Oh, here it is, right behind my head. And we're going to zing this up. Not super tight yet, because I still have to finagle the other side a little bit. But we're this far now. What I'm going to do, I believe it'll hold itself. So I'm going to go ahead and jack the car up so I'm not crouching to get in here. Yeah, everything is where I can get to it. So there we go. Now I am not going to button this all up yet, because I want to see if it's going to work. We did a lot of stuff to this truck, so I want to make sure she's going to start. So let's listen to the fuel pump. I do believe, in spite of that annoying buzzer, I do believe I heard the pump. And I do believe I just heard it purge the air out in front of the engine. Didn't hear anything that time because of a car going by and a rooster crowing. That annoying buzzer. I hate door buzzers. It's like I don't know the door's open, right? Oh, hey, it stopped. Stop! Alright. Let's try it. Houston, we have ignition. Yay. Okay. Well, folks, it worked. Alright. Yeehaw! Okay, now we can button it up. I don't know what that noise is. Yeesh. Sounded terrible. I guess it's safe to button it up at this point. Don't ever get COVID. It kind of lingers. Man, I'll tell you what. Just for a notation, there is an oddball spline on this, so it can only go on one way. So you've got to make sure it's a double spline is what it is, and there's an opening, there's an open spline on the shaft itself. So what you have to do is line up the open spline and the double spline, and then you'll be good to go. I didn't have another seal for the one that I broke here, so what I did is I made one out of I don't even know what it was. It was some kind of a seal, and I ground it down to fit in there. Worked out rather well, actually. I think it'll be better than the piece of felt that was in there, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's just hand tight. I come down here and finish this up. I hate those ones that have to go in a certain way. Well, you just balance the shaft properly, and you don't have to worry about it. You know, neutral balance the thing. But anyway, so now I'm gonna put these in. Get these zinged in here real quick. And this should button it up. We know it runs, so that's not a big deal. And with a fuel pump, if it runs, it drives. You know what I mean? And I won't know if she's going to leak it all anywhere until I go to fill it up. if you're going to leak around the filler tube, it's going to obviously do it when you're filling it up. And the only other thing we got left after we do this is going to be the spout. We're going to hook the spout up, so let's just go ahead and get these finished up. Perfect. Perfect. Only if I can find my weaponry. There's no need for that. Alright. It's been a long road. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this without getting in your way, but we're going to try. I'm going to push this one up to line that up. Put the first one in. Get it started anyway. There we go. I'm going to spin this one down in there a little bit more. Then pull down, get the next one in. And that's 2 out of 3. I think there's a song about that. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So let's go ahead and zing that one down in there. Then last but not least, I don't know if we can get that last one in there without doing any pulling or pushing or what. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. She's a going in. I think that's by far the easiest part of the whole job. It's always good to smack the paint with the ratchet, you know. I should smack it hard enough to chip the paint though, you know. These little love taps I'm giving it ain't good enough. I'm not gonna lie, it's New Year's Day, and I'm a little tired and annoyed with this truck, to be honest with you. and not really because it's anything the truck did. The job really wasn't that bad. I made my own misery by putting all that rust inhibitor stuff on there, but I figured I'm not going to have another opportunity to get behind the gas tank. So I went ahead and did that. Well, I guess that's about it. All we got to do is start her up now and drive her on out of the shop. I can't really honestly say if this way was easier than taking the bed off. If I had, 3 or 4 guys, yeah, I think I'd probably say taking the bed off would have been easier. Because trying to get up in there to get the filler hose was the worst part of it. If you could have taken the filler hose off easier, if they had just extended the rubber part on the filler hose about that much more so I could have got up to one side, pulled it out, it'd have been easy. But no, it's just long enough to cover the frame, and it makes it kind of hard. You got to pull the tank away from the frame, about yay far, about 3 inches, so you can get your hand up in there. And if you're a big guy, you'll need more than that. Get your hand up in there to unscrew the clamp, and then it's easy peasy from there. Getting the lines off wasn't real bad. You drop the tank down about 4 inches, you get your hands up in there and break them loose. If they were extremely tight, that could have created a problem. But as of right now, this wasn't too bad. Like I said, I created my own misery by putting all that rust inhibitor stuff on there, and being so cold it didn't dry very fast. So needless to say, wearing it. But I didn't want to wait, and the funny thing is, it's dry now. Now that I'm done. I don't know. I think it would have been either the tank part of it would have been easier with the bed off, but whether taking the bed off, especially when you're by yourself and having to dig out a cherry picker or rig up something on the lift to try to lift it, which, yeah, I don't know. I really couldn't honestly say which is easier. If you're by yourself and you don't have any way to lift the bed, then by all means, this is easier. I'd say it's probably a tie. I'm not going to say this is easier than taking the bed off, because I've taken beds off of trucks, and I think it's a pain in the butt, to be honest with you. All sorts of stuff gets in the way, and taking a bed off, and I wasn't careful. We were just getting rid of the bed, so we just kind of flipped it off the truck. And that's still, it wasn't that easy crawling around in there, and a lot of beds are rusty, and it's hard to get the bolts out, and this truck wouldn't have been too bad, I don't think. But with all that being said, I'd say this is the way to go. I wouldn't hesitate to do it either way. If you watch the other videos and you think taking the bed off is easier, have at it. If I was to do this job again, yep, I got a runny nose. If I was to do this job again, I'd still do it this way. So if that doesn't tell you how it is. I just don't think having to rig up, plus space, right? Space, if I was crawling around on my back, maybe the 8 bolts and the taillight wiring and stuff under the bed would have been easier to get to, and maybe not too big a deal, just shuffling the truck back a ways. But if I'm not, I guess it is not too far back, so you don't have to scoot the bed back. Maybe you don't have to take it off all the way, I don't know. But I wouldn't hesitate to do it this way again, and like I said, if it wasn't for trying to put that rust inhibitor stuff in there, it probably wouldn't have been so bad. And I also delayed myself by thinking I was going to need a new lock ring. Come to find out that the one that was on there, and that made it difficult too, is there was somebody, ham-handed Harry, had put a bunch of JB Weld or something on there, I guess because it was leaking. Or maybe that was gas tank sealer. That's probably what it was. So I had to chip all that out of there too. So that took me extra time. I didn't waste your time with that, because you're not going to have to, hopefully not going to have to deal with that. But every time I work on a car, every time I buy a car, it seems there was ham-handed Harry in there. And I do apologize if your name is Harry, okay? But every single car I've got, Harry's been there. I don't understand it. Okay, except for maybe the BMW. I don't think Harry's been on the Beamer, thank God. But just about everything else I own has had Harry in there, including this truck. This truck's probably got a little more Harry than anybody. But anyway, I chipped all that crap out of there. I found out the lock ring wasn't bad. I was able to use it. It looked horrendous when I first pulled it out. Didn't have my glasses on. And then my part got delayed. And I looked at it again, so maybe I could salvage this. And sure enough, it wasn't really all that bad. I just had to clean it up. Anyhow, enough being said about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If this video helped you at all, please subscribe. And if it didn't help you at all, but you enjoyed watching it, please subscribe. And if you absolutely hated it, you can still subscribe if you want to. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Subscribe, share it with your friends, hit the like button. Usually, if I watch a video and it helps me out, I try to help out the YouTuber who made it by subscribing. And that's really the best thing you can do if you want to help me, because I've helped you, then just subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.